Greetings, everyone. Squanto here. Dale Green, DFG, Gideon's Flight. Hey, guys, I wanted to take a moment and share with you some concepts around success. Um, or better said, uh, steps to getting ahead. So I have 5 steps I'm going to share with you uh, today. And I really believe that as you listen to these 5 steps, and equally more importantly, if you put those 5 steps into action, I truly believe that it will go a long way in releasing the potential that you have in you. I know I've applied them to myself, and I have seen them work in others as well as myself on many occasions. So let's go through the 5 real quickly. Okay, step number 1 is discipline. And I know when you hear the word discipline, it's so easy to think of discipline in terms of cannot or I have to stop doing something, the discipline. It's like the diet, or you say, okay, look, if you want to lose weight, you got to discipline yourself. And the first thing that person thinks, oh, I got to start exercising. I can't eat, chips and cookies. But not necessarily when it comes to discipline, at least not in this sense when it comes to discipline. Here I'm talking about mental um, acrobatics is I guess would be an easier way to say it. A way to really strengthen your discipline in the way that you think. In essence, you have to have a vision of what you want to be doing. You have to be sure that that vision lines up with your passion in terms of what you want to be doing. And then you have to make your mind up, the discipline, that nothing is going to get in the way of you pursuing that passion, that vision that you have within yourself. And that discipline comes around in many, many forms where you have to actually practice it because you're going to have a lot of people coming to you and sharing their insights. And in some cases, some will encourage you and some will, unfortunately, discourage you. The discipline comes in the fact that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter of what their opinions are. It doesn't matter, their success stories, or it doesn't matter of the horror stories that they went through because they wanted to do maybe what you're pursuing. Those things you have to be able to cancel out. That's the mental, gymnastics. That's the word I want to use. That's the mental gymnastics that you have to possess. You have to take control of in terms of discipline. Make your mind up, be determined, and believe in that vision more than anybody else. You have to be your number one fan. So the first step is discipline. Step number 2 is that you can't be lazy. And again, just like discipline, lazy seems to be, okay, what are you trying to say? I got to go do this. I got to work hard. No, what I'm simply saying is that you cannot be lazy. No one is going to come and give to you what you want just because you want it. You have to be willing to take the necessary steps to go out and get the resources, get the tools, get the information to you go out and seek, the resources in order for you to be able to achieve the things that you're wanting. And so if you're sitting around and you're not doing anything about it and you're just talking about it, I can assure you one thing. It's like the whole definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same results. So you can't be lazy. That's a saying that it's one of my favorite sayings. And I'm going to throw this in there, but it's Ecclesiastes 11:6. It says, in the morning, plant your corn, and in the evening, let not your hands be idle. And simply because you don't know which of those two is where your success is going to come from. It could come from your day job, so to speak, or it could come from your nighttime, hobby or passion. But you cannot be lazy. You've got to go out. You've got to read things. You've got to ask for help. You've got to ask for information. You have to research things. You've got to know the information. You got to know the subject. Again, put it like this. If you want to be successful and you're saying that I want to get ahead, then someone like me, as much passion as I have in sharing this with you, it should almost be, to you, unnecessary. Because that's got to come in you already. This is what I can say, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that I can inspire you or someone can inspire you, but nobody can motivate you. Motivation has to come from within. And so, in terms of, aggressiveness, assertiveness, you cannot be lazy. Step number two, you can't be lazy. You have to be self motivated. In other words, people should know what you want the moment you walk into their environment, and it should be evident in your environment what you want. But if you're laying around watching television saying, I don't know why I can't find me a job that's going to pay me the kind of money I want to work, well, the first thing somebody might tell you, well, you need to get off the sofa. Okay. All right, no offense. Step number three, stop blaming people. It's no one's responsibility for your success. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what ethnic makeup you have. It does not matter. Or it's not, well, let me qualify myself here. Yeah, those things can matter. But at the end of the day, blaming somebody because of those things, I'm telling you, that is not going to help you. So you have to quit the blame game. At the end of the day, you have to think about responsibility, accountability starts with me, starts with you. So in terms of all the problems of the world and all the things that are going wrong and all the people who could potentially get in your way, even if they are in your way, you have to be able to block them out. Step number one, the mental discipline, and just get away from that negative thinking. You follow me? Because all it's going to do, the blame game comes right back to your door, especially when the blamer is you. So no blame game, regardless of the circumstances. Suck it up, own up to what you want. And again, whether you're right or whether someone else has wronged you, or whether someone or vice versa. So whether someone has wronged you or you've done the wrong. The blame game is not going to do anything but shame your dream and shame your vision. So you got to get away from the blame game. Step number 4, and this is the easy one, and you heard me talk about it already. You got to get informed. Sam Walton said a long time ago in his book, Made in America, he talked about, and Sam Walton is the founder of Walmart stores. In my opinion, a great man from a business perspective, and other things too, but definitely business perspective. And one of the things he said that you need to know your business better than anyone else. And I agree with that. I was talking to my oldest son, he's not my oldest son, but my oldest son just recently, and we were talking about Atlanta, for example. We were talking about some of the things about Atlanta, the pros and the cons. And one of the things that came up in the conversation is, well, how much do you know about Atlanta? And as we began to get information about Atlanta, it became real clear, to my son that, data is extremely important if you're going to take a stand on a principle, or you're going to take a stand for something, or if you're trying to create something that you want. You got to know your information. Again, like Mr. Walton said, you got to know the business. If you really want to be successful and get ahead, then you need to know your business, and you need to know what it takes to succeed in that business, and you got to study. You cannot be lazy. You cannot be blaming anyone. And you most certainly, again, you got to have the discipline. And now step number 5, last, and that is building partnerships, building relationships. You cannot be an introvert if you're trying to get ahead, especially in today's society where that everything is right at your hands and the information, generation. You have to be willing to build partnerships. And this is something that I will say, even to the younger people, it's going to be your challenge. The more mature people, they kind of understand networking and how you have to build partnerships and relationships and the importance of interpersonal skills. But because of information systems and technology, most people spend their time like this. You know what I mean? And your networking is not this. Can you get some information? Yeah. But if this is how you're going to build relationships and partnerships, beware. You're going to find out that that's not going to be able to bring any kind of substantive, partnership and relationships. You got to be willing to meet people, talk to people, look people in the eye, ask questions, show up to meetings, show up to events, volunteer for things. You have got to build partnerships. You've got to know what's going on around you. And if it's something that ties into your vision, something that ties into your dream, You got to be willing to go the extra mile and engage and get involved and be resilient. Don't let, old, they sold out and so I can't go. Well, if they sell out, then go there and see if you can get someone to sell you a ticket, or someone who may be out there. What do they call that when you go to these ball games? These guys be selling tickets around the stadium. I can't think of the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you can find somebody out there, scalpers. That's it. Go find your scalper and get that ticket because that's something that you want to be in, something that you want to be doing. But that's the type of, partnerships and involvement, engagement that you have to have if you truly, again, want to get ahead. Okay? So let's go over those 5 one more time real quickly. First is you have to have discipline. Number 2, you cannot be lazy. Number 3, forget about the blame game. 4, you've got to get informed. Know your business better than anyone else. And 5, build partnerships, build relationships. And if you're willing to do those things, then that's my, I wish I could call him, I'm just going to call him my old friend, even though he doesn't really know me. Zig Ziglar say, if you're willing to do those things, we'll see you at the top. Okay? Thank you guys. Thanks for listening. Hope everything is well with you, and I hope this video can help you in your future successes. Now you know, Squanto, Gideon Slight. Goodbye.